The difference between bespoke and made to measure is that when you're buying bespoke here, you're producing one garment for one individual according to complete specifications. So we start with body measurements, and it all gets transferred onto your pattern, gets put on the cutting table, and it's built for you. Where made to measure is actually a manufactured suit, so they're going to cut hundreds at a time. And one of the other most important things about bespoke to made to measure is that if you don't get a fitting, a try-on, a recutting, it's not bespoke. And that's where you really find it out with made to measure. It comes out completely finished, okay? And then from that point on, if any alterations have to be done, they have to do it at the finished stage rather than in the intermediate stage. And those are the main things, because I think when it comes to price, there's very little difference between the price, but there is a big difference in the finished product.
In the 50s, the materials were very heavy, extremely heavy. You know, when we say this, we say maybe it was 14 ounces for a yard of material, versus today, a good piece of material around 8.5 or 9, you know, you understand? And it was, then the mohair came in. Mohair was a very shiny wool from the Middle East, from a different type of sheep, you know, in which was very shining. So it was the time in which Frank Sinatra and all those guys, they were wearing very short jackets, which are coming back again, and very narrow pants and short pants, you know, which it's back now. That's what I'm doing many times for a lot of my young clients here.
I think that fashion sort of built in its own obsolescence. And I think that the industry sort of goes that way. I think that what you want to do is they want people to move on to the next look and the next look and the next look. Now, bespoke traditionally doesn't really follow fashion, okay? I truly believe that when you dress here, you're investing in you. You're investing in your career, your image, whatever. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to keep my customers well-tailored. That will always be in fashion.
When it comes to finding the perfect suit, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered because no two people are the same. So to help answer some of these questions, I'm joined today by Mark Salgado, who is one of the masterminds behind the House of Salgado here in Toronto. Mark, thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So we are going to be finding the perfect suit today, exploring the anatomy of the suit. So the first question, of course, is do you need to know what you're looking for when you come in here?
Not necessarily. What's the most important is establishing your lifestyle. You know, how you want that clothes to interact with you, okay? And then making the clothes fit you, okay? So that's it. And then this is the fun part. So now we get to play.
So you have you've pulled some stuff here for me, what you think that I might be good with, because we had a little interview when I first came in here. You got a good reading of who I am. So what do you think so far?
Well, okay, so I'm just gonna run through a couple of things here. This is a silken wool, okay? It's a good all year round weight. Mm-hmm. It's got that sheen to it, okay, which makes it, you know, gives it a life. Okay, so that's one way we could go.
It's very nice.
And it has that very delicate stripe going through it. So the thing about clothes is that you're out in the evening with some friends, you know, you're having drinks, but as they get closer to you, your clothes should become more interesting.
Yes.
Then the details start coming out. Rather than that slap in the face when, you know, like, you know, a pink suit, you know, you want to be subtle, but you want it to be interesting and well-tailored.
And you guys are head to toe.
Yes.
Custom made. So you got the shirts here too. You got the
exactly.
The shoes. So what kind of shirt would you put with
Okay.
this?
So we're going to go with the Dorme 365. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now this is 8 ounces. Some of the finest fibers that you can find in the world. Okay, so we're gonna, and I think we should stay within that quality. Okay, so I think that right now, I think what we should do is we should go with a Super 120 cotton shirt.
Okay.
Okay, and I think that just to.
It's got a great feel to it.
You know, and I think that what happens by going plain, now we can really go crazy with the tie. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if we started going with different colors, and the point is that you have to feel, when you put this on, when it's finished, you have to feel like, okay, you know, I have to find a place to go for it.
Yeah.
You want the clothes have to give you that confidence, and it has to give you that feeling that, you know, when you're with your friends, you know, it's you're all together, you know, and you're well tailored. So I think that my thinking is this: go with that type of. Let's take the mauve color right through.
Okay.
There's your lining. Okay.
I really like that.
Okay. So
It's got some nice color, but it's not too bright. So now that we have all my measurements for my brand new perfect suit going on, well, we discussed quite a few things on how to get the suit that's right for me, because everybody's different, right?
exactly, you know, so we have a suit that's going to lend itself really well to going out socially, to mingling with people. Something that's bringing out your personality, what you really feel is going to accentuate, you know, your body contour.
For things like the peak that we decided.
Exactly.
One button a little bit edgier there.
Yes, and the lining, you know, it's a little bit flashy without being too overstated. And it can be used in different formats. It can be used casually, it can be used formally. So you can dress it up, dress it down any way you want to.
And the man here who did all my measuring for me, thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you very much.
There's
My
so
pleasure.
much about the measuring that I didn't know. Like, for one thing, I didn't know that I didn't have to be naked for it.
No, you don't need to. All what we need is a point of reference, you know, and we have some observation. The first thing you do is see the way the person stands, whether he's erect or whether it's stooping, you know, that's very important in the cutting of the suit. Yeah, and then also we look the dropping of the shoulders, whether they are dropping shoulders, or natural shoulders, or high shoulders. All these things you take into account, you know.
A lovely swan neck.
That definitely, because that determines, you know, the kind of a collar. When if you have a very low, high shoulders, the collars have to be smaller, and to avoid that big wrinkle in the back. Okay, if you have a sloping shoulders, we have to recut it in a way that you don't have big wrinkles on the side because it's dropping. You understand? So that makes a big difference there. And when, of course, if you stand erect, have to be comfortable erect. Otherwise, when you put the jacket on, the front panel goes in that way, okay, because it's too short.
Yes.
Because you need more in the front, not so much in the back. You understand? Technical things that we don't explain to people, but they are there that have to be done.
Well, they're fantastic to learn. And guys, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see my suit because next up we're going to be going to the manufacturer to see it being handmade.
Exactly. So next time we're going to track it down, see how the patterns are put together, have it cut, how it's assembled, and yeah, so we're going to go through the whole process and right down to the delivery time.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, all the best.
It's great
Take
to
care.
meet you.